I'm here with Chris Forman of AIRS, and thought it would be a good time as we are here at the ERE conference in Hollywood, Florida, to talk about AIRS and how it's doing and what that means for the overall recruiting field, recruiting industry. Tell us what you're feeling now as far as the economic cycle and where AIRS is at with that.
Sure. Thanks for the opportunity to talk here today, Todd. It's been a challenging year in recruiting in North America as well as globally. I don't think that that's a news flash to anybody. AIRS and our parent company, The Right Thing, has been a little bit kind of countercurrent. We've had a record-setting year in terms of our software and our outsourcing business. But I think what's going to be interesting to everybody who's attending the AIRE conference and maybe attending it from a distance online is that we're starting to see green shoots in the hiring economy. Nothing that is actually going to send any major press releases out to the New York Times or to ERE. But if you look across our users of our sourcing technology or the clients that we actually manage recruiting on an outsourcing basis, rec volumes are going up. The types of requisitions that organizations are starting to open up are changing. They're no longer just replacement hires. They're the hires that are actually starting to gird them for growth, which is really good news for all of us.
Let's talk briefly about RPO. I know you guys are now owned by The Right Thing.
Yep.
And yesterday, I think it was yesterday you announced, you were telling me that Capital H's RPO division was purchased by you.
That's correct.
The RPO industry, the recruiting outsourcing industry, where's that at, and what does that mean? What should recruiters know about that?
Sure. RPO, recruitment process outsourcing, has really gone through a transformation in the last 3 or 4 years. Maybe a decade ago, 15 years ago, when it first came onto the scene, RPO was really around kind of the transactional side of recruiting. What's happened in the last 10 years is that RPO firms have become very strategic in how they solve problems for major, kind of global corporations from a talent standpoint. So it's not just doing offer letters faster, better, cheaper, or doing sourcing faster, better, cheaper. It's how to improve the total talent outcome for an organization. What that's meant in this downturn is that organizations are having to manage their recruiting costs lower. Mm-hmm. They are looking for more scalability in their recruiting organizations, mm-hmm. So lower fixed costs, but the ability to grow back up when the economy comes back. All those things actually are really good for outsourcing. And so that's been one of the bright lights in our business is the outsourcing side of the business. There's been a lot of RFPs. There's been a lot of new business. There are a lot of organizations that are looking at RPO as a way to build scalability into their recruiting model. But what's interesting is, I was noticing here on the conference agenda for ERE that there was a seminar around RPO and internal recruiters and what this means personally to recruiters.
Right. Are you going to lose your job?
Are you going to lose your job? Is this the worst thing that could possibly happen? And I don't know if it's a dirty little secret or a clean little secret, but in the RPO world, very rarely is it completely turnkey. Most organizations, when they bring in an RPO firm, use an RPO firm as part of a blended solution for talent. And as a result, you've got outsourced recruiting teams working hand in glove with internal, kind of recruiting teams. And what's interesting is once you get through the emotional change that this brings, a lot of folks that are on the internal side of the house find that they actually kind of like having RPO firms involved because a lot of the transactional activities that they used to have to deal with, it took away a lot of their time from stuff that they really enjoyed doing. Yeah. Spending time with hiring managers, spending time with job seekers, doing advanced sourcing that they weren't here at ERE, is being handled by an RPO firm. And that's one of the reasons why The Right Thing acquired AIRS is, AIRS counted as in its client base a lot of RPO firms, but 70% of the Fortune 500. So our company wanted to have a full spectrum of offerings for our clients who use RPO in one area and have internal teams in another area.
Good, really interesting. Thanks, I appreciate it, and best of luck with everything in the coming months.
Thanks, Tom.